Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Milena. Today we have a very exciting video, or at least I think we have an exciting video. We're talking about agencies today. Specifically, we're talking about actors applying to agencies. So if you're an actor looking to find representation, this is the perfect video for you. So before I start this video, I want to acknowledge that I am somebody who works at a talent agency. I see actor submissions come through our emails every day. And after watching tons of submissions come through, I realized that there was a need for a video like this from someone who actually works at the talent agency and could talk about from their perspective what's good and what's bad to do when you're reaching out to agencies. Applying to agencies is like the first impression, and you want to leave the best impression you possibly can with them.
Hey, how y'all doing?
Now, I'm definitely not saying that these are hard and fast rules that you need to follow, but through my personal experience, I think that this will definitely aid you when you are applying to agencies. Now, before we even talk about applying to agencies, let's talk about 5 things that you need to consider before. 1, do you have any submission material? Now, submission materials can range from having headshots to resumes, demos, any articles or press about recent productions that you've been a part of. If you're someone new to the industry and you don't have a lot behind you in terms of productions that you've been a part of, a simple resume and headshot are the key things that you need to make sure you include. Let me know down in the comments if you're interested in a video about actor headshots and what's needed for those. So the second thing that you need to consider is, have you ever acted before? Have you taken classes? Do you go to an arts high school and you're part of the drama department? What is your level of experience with acting? Now, applying to agencies, you do not need to be a professional actor. You can be someone who's more novice and starting out, but it's important to come to these agents with a little bit behind you, and that can simply just be a couple of acting classes from your local studio. Now, training doesn't just happen for people who are emerging in the industry. People train throughout their entire careers. So if you're someone who hasn't taken an acting class yet, I highly recommend it. So number 3 kind of goes off of the second point that I mentioned. It is understanding the industry and the lingo, understanding what a slate is, how to properly set up a self-tape, what proper actor headshots are. Or if these are things that are really new to you and you don't know them yet, definitely go back to number 2 and take an acting class. That'll definitely help you get all of the basics that you need. Honestly, even some research online will help you a ton. You just want to be as prepared as possible and understand the basics of the industry. So number 4 is know as an actor what your goal is. Are you someone who's hoping to break into the theater industry, or are you someone who's hoping to break into TV and film, more on-camera work, or even voiceover work? So 5 is not something that you can tangibly do. This is something that I just want to acknowledge is, as an actor, that does come with a specific lifestyle. And as you, someone who's hoping to pursue it, you need to look at yourself and understand, is this something that you're ready to take on? Things change on a dime. You can have a self-tape come in at 5 o'clock on a Wednesday and it's due 12 o'clock the next day. Or you might have an in-person audition the next day at 3 and you have work and you need to figure out how to get it off. People in the industry do find a way to balance, so it is doable. But I also want to say people in the industry do make a living from this. I know for myself, when I was growing up and I had aspirations of being an actor, there was tons of people coming to me and saying, oh, but you can't live off of being an actor, you're never going to make money. People in the entertainment industry do make money. Actors do make money. Will it happen overnight? Probably not. But it's something that you have to understand as a process and it's a lifestyle, and you have to be ready to take that on. All right, let's get down to the nitty-gritty about actually applying to an agency. The first thing you need to do is know what agencies you are applying to. Do your research. I cannot make that so clear. Do your research. Not like that SpongeBob meme, like imagination, but instead it says like do your research. Important. Very important. You wouldn't imagine the amount of actors that apply to agencies not really knowing what the agency does or who works at the agency. Those are some basic things that you really need to take on as an actor before you even think about applying. And when I mean do your research, I mean at least know who works there. And it's even better if you know who's on their roster. It'll then help you when you want to address your email. Saying, "Dear X agency," no. It shows that you didn't do research and you're kind of just throwing your email into an abyss of everybody who's working there and not really tailoring it. So some agencies are a bit more open with that information than others, so do your research as best as you can. Some agency websites on the contact page will have a list of all of their agents and their individual emails, while other agencies will only have an info.agency.com email. So research as best as you can. I know that some of the information is a bit harder to find, as some agents do like to keep their rosters a bit more low-key. So another point to making sure that you do your research is also understanding who that agent is. Do they have specific people on their roster that you look up to, that you really want to be like? These are really great things to bring up in your email to them. Now this brings me to my second point, which is the actual email that you need to draft to the agencies. Think of this email as a first impression to the agent. You want to be able to show off your personality, but also keep it professional as well. And short and sweet. Agents are busy. They are busy. Let's talk about the specific points in an email that you would want to include when you're emailing an agent. Firstly, you want to address them by their name. Then go on to introduce yourself for a few sentences. Say your name, maybe how long you've been an actor for, and then talk about why you want to work with them. Then talk about what makes you a unique person to have on their roster, as well as why you think you'd be a great fit for them. Do they have, again, clients that you look up to and that you want to be like, and you want to follow in those footsteps so you know that they have connections to places that you want to be? Show the agent that you've done your research on them, that you understand what they can bring to the table and what you can bring to the table for them. Because remember that this is a partnership between an actor and an agent. It's not one-sided, it truly is a partnership. Do not write a 5-paragraph essay to an agent about why you're so wonderful and you're so unique, which you probably are, but they don't have time to read that. So keeping it concise and keeping it clear is a key thing that you need to make sure you do. Agents, again, are very busy. They don't have the time to read a 5-paragraph essay in the body of your email and then go through your resume and all those other materials that you've attached. You gotta capture their attention right from when they start reading. This one's kind of like a common sense one, but I'm going to say it because you'd be surprised. But make sure that your email is grammatically correct and there's no spelling errors. Seriously, we all make mistakes. I know that I suck at spelling, so I proofread all my emails, but make sure you take the time to do that as well. Now you might be like, Milena, I'm applying to like 30 different agents. I don't have time to make every single one of them perfectly tailored to them. You can copy and paste like your bio about yourself, but you want to include things that are specific about them. Again, it could just be dropping names about clients that either you've been interacted with, you went to theater school with, or clients you look up to. But I bring up this point because you want to make sure that you're not copying and pasting and then missing the air. You don't want to copy and paste an entire email to every single agency in your city, because you might actually miss a key detail, who you're addressing. So if you're saying in your email, I really want to work at ABC agency, and you copy and paste that into another email and you're sending it to XYZ agency, you might forget that you addressed a different agency in the body of the email and send that off to a different agency. The agency will look at it and automatically know that you're sending copy and pasted messages to every agency in the city. Again, try to just make it as tailored as you possibly can. Like the simple things that I mentioned to you go a long way. So my third big category about reaching out to agencies is about materials. You want to be prepared with your materials. Again, that can include your headshot, your resume, a demo reel, which can also be called a sizzle reel, and any press. These are your things that are going to introduce yourself to the agency. Now make sure your resume is only 1 page. You want to keep it short and sweet as well. You want to just highlight the things that you've done, the training that you've done, and if you're really new to the agency, just make sure to list your training so they know what you've been a part of so far. You also don't have to include a demo if you don't have one. That's perfectly okay. Don't stress. The 2 things that you really want to include in your emails to agencies are your headshot and resume. Agents have taken on people with no credits to their name and credits up the wazoo. Now, if you are including a demo, I do want to mention that the first 15 seconds are what's going to pop for an agent. Make sure that it's your best scene, something that will grab their attention and hold them into watching the rest of your demo. You want to capture their attention right away. Now you have all the tools you need to send an email to an agent. Don't forget, some agencies are quite busy, most of them are, and they might not be able to get back to you right away. If you've gone 2 weeks and no agent has gotten back to you, it is absolutely okay to follow up with them, but only make sure you follow up once. And if you don't hear from them after that, understand that they're not moving forward with your submission. Also, I'm going to tell you a fun fact that I have not seen in any other YouTube video about applying to agencies. But really, I would not recommend applying to an agency late December, early January. That time of the year, the industry is basically closed. So the industry kind of takes a bit of a hiatus between Christmas and New Year's. Agents tend to take that time to hang out with their families. As an actor, I would recommend that you do not send your materials late December or early January, because agents are either going on vacation and the industry is about to close down and really slow down for the holidays, or they're starting up the new year, things are a bit slow, and they're catching up on the emails from the time that they were off. So understanding the timing of when you send your submission as well is key. I mean, if you send in like September, you're perfectly fine. So if you're an actor who's watching this video and you're about to apply to agencies, congratulations. Let us know down below in the comments about your experience about applying to agencies, and we can all chat down there about it. Thank you so much for watching all the way through my video. I hope that I brought you some new insights into applying to agencies. If you have any other questions, let me know down below and I'm happy to answer them. Till the next video, bye!